What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Going X and O, or X and One with a win. I'm here with me with a fantastic guest, Michael, recent victor of the LVO Invitational Series. Played 6 amazing matches against some of the top-rated players in the world, all on clocks. I don't know how he did it. 4 games in one day. I mean, Michael, welcome to the show. Go ahead and introduce yourself to our listeners and kind of tell us how you got into the Legion and what kind of lists you like playing and stuff like that.
Well, I'm Michael. I'm local to the Northern Virginia area, so I play a lot at like Nova, Richmond, and the PAX area. Um, I'm a Republican droid player. Republic was my introduction to the game, and then I wanted to learn how to do the hobbying part, so I went, I'll do the droids because that way I'm not messing up my clones before I start. And then I start
Yeah.
going out in person. It's like, well, the only painted models I have are droids. um, I got into the Legion about 2020, what was that, 2022, 2021? About that time frame. Same time I was getting into Armada, which don't get to play that often anymore. It was funny. I was attracted to clones as my first because I like to throw dice. It's my favorite thing in the game.
Yeah.
And when I started, I was like, all right, what's gonna let me throw the most dice at once? Back then, that was a 2Z6 fire support. Nothing hit those dice pools.
Yeah, that's man, I miss fire support, that keyword so much. It was broken, but it was also fun if you were playing as a clone player. But yeah, what's not fun about throwing 20 dice at someone? Oh, I'm gonna take 2 off the
Exactly.
top. Okay. Sure.
Like, I have heavy cover. All right, 16 saves.
Exactly. Okay, I'm gonna pull up your list here, and I'm gonna share my screen. I'm just gonna walk through it. Super excited to talk about this. Obviously, it's a clone list. The first thing I think people will see is that there are no Jedi in this list.
Not
Let me make,
A1.
which I think is going to have a lot of people. Okay, hang on. I'm trying to. There we go.
There
Okay.
you go.
For the audio listeners here, we have a clone commander trained for leadership. So just naked clone commander. We have clone captain Rex with recon intel, obviously.
Yep.
We got Bad Batch with the full cast. We have a clone trooper infantry with 5s, a shotgun, supersized. Love that.
Yep.
We have a clone infantry medic with a mortar, a clone infantry with Boyle and a mortar. We have Delta Squad, and then 2 commandos, regular commandos with uplink, HQ
Yep.
uplink, and Delta Squad has O push. So we're looking at 9 acts total, which, man, I don't know how you're doing 9 acts with clones. I can barely play 10, so but you're a better player than I am, so
It relies on me putting people down turn 1 and turn 2.
yeah. I'm a huge fan of the 5 super shotgun squads.
I love them
Um,
so much.
I love because everyone wants to shoot at it, and then it just doesn't die, and then when it gets into melee, it's like, I'm just gonna throw a bucket of dice. Like, I think you and I are really vibing on how we like to play this game.
Every time I've played with putting fat fives on the table, people either don't touch him because it's like, I can't pull that down, or they focus everything into him, and he usually doesn't die on that first focus turn. Usually sitting there with like the shotgun and maybe a dude or 2 left.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, the rest of the list has time to get to work.
At all, I mean, even with a 5s, a shotgun, and a dude left, I mean, you're still throwing 6 dice with 3
Yep.
models, and it's just
To be
incredible.
fair, just 5s in the shotgun is equivalent to Commander Luke's lightsaber. Same pierce value and everything.
So you're saying Commander Luke is just bad. That's what I'm hearing. We only do black and whites on this show. So you said something interesting before we started recording. Again, no Jedi anywhere in this list.
I'm not a fan of running Jedi. I just at 6 to 5 health is where they usually are, and for on average coming out at 170 or more points for until recently all of them. It's just like I never felt like I got enough out of those 6 wounds to justify the cost. And then when they added the new squads, Fat Fives over there comes in for 173, and I will confidently throw him against any single Force user in the game. The only problems I have is Anakin and Vader on their one pip turns.
Yeah. 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 And I'm very curious because all the commandos were super big at the end of Legacy Legion, like the
Mhm.
Obi-Wan, Guardian, deflect or whatever he was doing, and you just kind of sit back, castle, and then you move up, score your one victory point, and you win. So how have you been able to like adapt commandos into this new kind of super aggressive range two
So
ban Legion?
the funny thing is, I I've been having a hard time making clone lists in Old Legion
Mm.
because going from droids to clones and not liking Force users, I was always missing my Magna Guard equivalent. I never had
Mm.
something that could go into melee and like pull my shooters out of the problem or hold up a Force user for a little bit or whatnot. And then when the clone commandos came out, I was like, "This is it. This is my. They're good at everything. They can shoot. They're good in melee. This is
Yeah.
what I want," because the arcs just weren't cutting it for me at the time.
Interesting.
Black and white back then,
Oh yeah.
and I was not doing super well in Old Legion with the beta version of this list. It was not a great time for me.
Hmm.
And then when the edition change came, this list used to be a lot scarier. I had a lot more points for upgrades. Both of it was
Yeah.
a little ridiculous actually. I
Hmm.
was running, yeah, they were both instead of they were both 7-man backup infantry squads, two medics, Boyle and Waxer. It was not a
Oh
great.
wow.
It was nuts. But
Wow.
the points change came down, and I've been running this list. And Rex is my staple commander. Like,
Yep.
if you hand me a list with Rex, I don't care what's in the list. I can figure out how to do well.
Okay.
He's the guy I know the best.
Hmm.
So when I was trying to get competitive with my lists, I put him in, and I was like, people can back when I started playing this, people were still in the camp that commandos after the 15 points were just not good enough, and I just never really agreed because high velocity means I don't have a problem with rebels or pikes,
Yep.
and I've been traumatized by pikes, which is why I will always mention them.
I
I've
love
had
that. Randy,
I've
see, you're not the only one that's traumatizing people. Randy's our local Shadow Collective guy, and he's traumatized plenty of people with bikes and black
I
cells
re-
coming out of buses. So
I've thrown several lists that walked into a pike dodge spam and just went, I guess I don't get to do damage. And I was like, no, you're getting high velocity for the rest of the time I live.
there you go. There
But
you go.
no, I like the list. It works with what I needed to do. My commandos never if they fail to perform, I usually lose.
Fair, fair. Yeah, and it's hard for them to do that because I mean, throwing those four white, those four red, and then obviously their other gun is really good, and then even Delta Squad with their just
Oh
normal
yeah.
on their unicard gun being double
I,
black or yeah, double black. I think.
yes.
Yeah,
They double black on their gun, so it doesn't matter which pool you throw, you're getting the same.
gotcha. And then I'm assuming Boyle with the mortar is that there to guardian um, the super squat fat fives.
So really depends on the matchup. The way the list usually splits, it's my two commanders, my fat fives, and then the medic squad
Hmm.
on one point, and then the clone commandos on the other. Boyle will usually, if I really look like I'm gonna need help on my commandos, Boyle will join them
Okay.
because Guardian on commandos is really good. You can really take
Yeah.
some of those shots and just be like, no, I'm not gonna roll any saves on my
Yeah.
commandos thanks to these things.
Yeah.
But the more common split is all of my core and my commanders go on one side, the three commandos go on the other, and then Bad Batch does what I need them to do.
Yeah. Be Bad Batch, pretty much. Yeah.
Yep, they do what they do.
They do what they do. All right. Speaking of splitting, let's go ahead and look at some of your command cards here. There's one in particular that's super interesting. What's going on here? Why can't you see all of? Uh-oh. Having.
Technical
Oh
difficulties.
no. Huh. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna read them. I don't know what's going on here. Uh-oh. All right, we're good. We're good. We're good. Okay, so you have Bunker assault, breakthrough, and close the pocket.
Yep.
I mean, bunker assault, close the pocket, sure, all day, every day. It's a clone list. I'm not disagreeing with you.
It
Um,
does
but
not
this
want to go lower.
breakthrough here, what the heck? You got 9 acts. What are we doing here? What are we doing?
Well, that's part. That one I will say comes down to my play style. I like to play aggressively.
Hmm.
I like the aggressive game style. My list
Hmm.
is really good at it. The way breakthrough usually goes down for me is that the commandos go on one side, and their job is just they gotta hold that point. They gotta just make sure that whatever is trying to come towards them doesn't have a good time for as long as they can.
Okay.
Meanwhile, on the other side, I use Fat Fives and Bad Batch to just push bully my way onto that point, and they're very good at it. One of the things I've found is that because of how close the deployment zones become, the scouting party I can put on them from Rex really lets me get my turn one shots in to even the playing field out.
Yeah. Yeah. I love using that scout too, and then getting a range 3 shot off of that 5 squad, like you were saying. I think that really catches a lot of people off guard if they deploy a little too close into the deployment zone, especially with
Yep.
breakthrough. I mean, you guys are almost already range 2 at each other, for sure. Yeah, that's interesting. I just with a 9 act list, seeing breakthrough is just super surprising.
To be
Your
fair, I find that
secondaries here,
most people just find nine activations surprising.
yeah, especially nowadays, it seems like a lot of the other factions are usually at 12 to 13. And I mean, looking at your LVO opponents, I mean, you played all droids almost all day, and
Yeah,
I think you played 2 rebels.
I
So I mean, you
played a Republic into a
yeah,
droid.
uh huh,
Then what was it? Austin was my third droid, another rebel. Then day two was a third droid
hmm,
and a final rebel.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, and that final rebel, you look like you tabled the guy too. Like, holy cow! Just
So I felt a little bad. The list he was playing was like almost point for point, unit for unit, what one of my locals plays
mm,
consistently. And he's really good, and he's the guy I get the most reps in. But it's
gotcha.
one of those like he sat down at the table and I knew his list as well as he did.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
He did still surprise me with a turn one change of plans. Don't
Interesting.
usually don't usually get that.
Interesting. Okay. Speaking of that, and kind of command card building, let's go back up here into your command hand here. So we have ambush. We do what we do. We're not programmed. Take that, clankers. Air support. Standing orders. And call me captain. So kind of walk us through like what's your turn one play, and then kind of what's your turn 2 to 3. Like, when are you playing Call Me Captain? Is Call Me Captain the best card in the game? I know it is, but just kind of reaffirm me here. Just kind of walk us through your step by step card play.
So turn one is usually a choice between we do what we do and take that clankers. I
Hmm.
tend to avoid we do what we do in the list that have like a force user or someone else who's really gonna tie Bad Batch up when I get that close.
Yeah,
But I really like opening with take that clankers. While giving up the initiative can sometimes suck, I very rarely don't have a pass token going into my opponent.
sure, sure.
And my two commanders are basically they're built-in pass tokens for me that set up tokens for everybody else to use. I
Yeah,
use take that clankers to either stuff my opponent further back into their zone for the opening turn of the game, or if they choose to just come out anyway, I punish them for it
yeah.
because nobody's ready for a range four fat fives.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's
Because with the way my list is set up, the clone commander direct fives who goes over to Bad Batch,
uh huh.
the commandos both pop HQ uplink, and then the card order goes to Delta and Boyle. So all of my units that have scout and range three have scout or infiltrate, and then they have a range three or more gun. They all have a face up order token for Call Me Captain.
Wow. Yeah, or take that, clinkers.
Take that clankers, you're
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So, I mean, you scout on, and then you aim, and then you shoot, or you spin an
Yep.
aim, and then you shoot at range. Yeah, okay. And you're still getting all the orders out that you need. And then I guess you could do a range 5 shot with your commanders if you need to.
No, the it's capped at range four, so it doesn't
Oh,
up my
cap. Okay,
commandos to
okay, yeah,
five.
okay. that would be too broken. I mean, come on, come on, come on.
I've
What have you done?
never had an issue with my commandos not being able to reach somebody if there was an option.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, with the infiltrate and all that. So, okay,
Yeah, I've
interesting.
had times when like the terrain doesn't help, but never range.
So, with Call Me Captain, who is most benefiting from that? Is that more of like Bad Batch and Rex are in range,
It's
and
usually a
or is it
it's
like a
usually a case
commandos?
of I always save Call Me Captain for after an opponent for one of two scenarios. One, their force user has dived me, usually Bad Batch, the round before.
Yep,
So I set Rex up at the end of the turn to play Call Me Captain for the clapback.
yep.
Or in the cases when there aren't any force users and I don't have to deal with them, it'll be for like I'm fighting over the point now. So Rex moves up, sets it up, and everybody goes into the units I got to deal with.
Gotcha.
But
Yeah,
the way it usually goes, somebody has charged into Bad Batch because they're almost always in the front. Like
sure.
with a range 2 attack, they got to be up there.
Yeah.
And then Call Me Captain comes, and then Fives dives after them.
Okay.
So it'll be a Fives Call Me Captain shot into your average Jedi. They
Uh-huh.
don't always walk out of that.
that's that's a lot of dice. Again, back with
Uh,
the buckets of dice.
your guy with the hero hammer that I had to play
Yeah, Brian.
on the Call Me Captain turn. Dooku dove Bad Batch the round before, and
Hmm.
then Bad Batch and Fives both clapped back into him. I think it left him on one wound, and so Bad Batch with Call Me Captain took the last wound off Dooku, and then Maul tried to hide a little bit, but Fives went straight into Maul with the Call Me Captain turn. I picked him up that round.
Wow.
Yeah,
Jeez.
it was he definitely it was definitely a little bit of a save spike on him, but Dooku had been
Sure.
rolling hot.
Yeah. Yeah. And Maul is so spiky too. I mean, if he doesn't have surges from reliable or he doesn't have into the fray proc, I
Yup.
mean, it seems like every time he just rolls blanks. So,
Yeah. That was one of
um,
the problems I have with force users. It's like, all right, I got to get him into melee, and I don't surge to block anymore. So,
yeah, exactly, exactly. It's like I'd rather be deflecting you, I guess, but I don't know. Okay. Well, yeah, super interesting list breakdown. I'm gonna stop sharing that. Let's see. When you were building your list, were you hoping to counter a certain tech or against a particular type of meta list, or was there any particular like faction or list build that you were worried about going into the tournament? I mean, 6 rounds, 4 days. You played a lot of droids. Were you worried about any empire at all? Were you worried about the mirror match? I mean, what was your biggest concern going in?
my biggest fear is always the double tank or the terrifying triple tanks. So, my list
Yeah.
doesn't really want to fight two AATs or two
Hmm.
sabers.
Yeah.
Fighting two red save tanks, it's usually a case of one's got to fight the commandos, and that's in my favor. The other one's fighting the rest of my infantry, and that's a hard one.
Yeah.
Um, the I did not want anything to do with Tempest Force in any way, shape, or form. Keep that away from me, please.
Yeah, I
My
know,
list,
there's a guy, Rob from, Nevada. We call him Vegas Rob because he came out to Oklahoma for a little bit and kinda he kinda beat us all up with his Tempest Force list he's been playing for, like, since it came out, so I'm sure you're looking to dodge that left and right,
yeah,
so
I'm not a good matchup for me. But I don't usually I didn't build the list to counter anything. The
Mhm.
commandos are in there, so I don't have any problems with with like super heavy dodge spam
Yeah,
because you can always just throw some high velocity and pick out whoever's causing the main issue.
yeah.
But the big thing is when I build my list is I I like throwing dice, so I want to throw more. And I will say there are a lot of matchups that sometimes it comes down to a dice check. I have never failed a dice check. I have always had enough. My game 2 the second day was he had four Super Skies Geonosian squads and two Aqua droids and company for the rest of them.
Yeah.
And I took him down to Kalani and a B1 left on the board.
Oh my
And the
gosh.
next best Republic list had to play him and just didn't have the dice.
Wow. That yeah, that is super impressive. Yeah, let's see, Let's see. I was looking at you had 4,690 points killed through the whole tournament. I mean, that's 500 more than the second place guy and almost
Yeah, because
a
I
thousand, 1,200 points more than the third place guy. So yeah, you were picking things up left and right. That's
if I have to face a white save list, there usually is not a lot left on the board.
yeah. Mhm. That's
Even
was
the
there
Republic player, if I had had one more turn, I would have tabled him too.
was there one mission that you were looking to play more than the rest of them? I mean, close the
Um,
pocket is the obvious choice, and we talked about breakthrough a little bit, but like, was there one that if your opponent let pass, you kind of got a little giddy about?
Not really. The big thing for me is that there's one objective that I just absolutely don't want to play. I just don't want to play recover.
Yeah.
My list, it doesn't split into three super well,
Mm.
and recover needs you to split into four, and
Yeah.
that becomes problematic quickly. For all, I don't like making lists that would be like, oh, I absolutely can't afford to play these two objectives because I
Mhm.
feel like then they're going to come up 9 times out of 10.
Oh, always.
Yeah, because their fate's gonna smell blood in the water, and I'm just gonna pull that draw every time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I like to build my list to where they're capable of playing everything, and I go from there. I didn't particularly want to pull anything. Pocket is definitely my favorite to play because
Yeah.
it works really well. The commandos stare down your objective. Everybody else pushes mine and then center.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
100%.
yeah, they don't objective wise. I prefer to be able to be flexible.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. Well, I mean, you went 5-1. Not a perfect day, obviously, with the
Mhm.
hard fought loss to Austin Miller.
Yeah.
Would you make any changes to your list if you could? Now, hindsight being 2020.
There's almost no wiggle room in my list. The only upgrade in my list that I consider fluff or is just like flavor wise is offensive push. And 6 points does not get me very much. I don't like giving up the HQ uplinks, and
Yeah.
because between the Call Me Captain turn and
Yep.
some of my other like 1 or 2 pip turns, and the big thing is, I will say a lot of it, I really got into the competitive scene as a droid player, and I was spoiled with order control.
Oh.
Things went when I wanted them to go at all points in time because I was a
Mhm.
super tech B1 chain
Yeah.
player. Like my total order control all the time. So I don't like giving them up, and I like my free aims. Delta loves my free aims.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's not a lot of wiggle room for any changes in my list. Um, and I wouldn't really give up anything to do anything major. I like the mortars. I like the mortars on the core because
Yeah.
suppressive is. I love suppressive. It equalizes engagements that I might have no business winning otherwise.
Yeah, I think double mortars, I think, is super interesting because I know a lot of the talk of the town and clones has been shotguns if you're aggressive or Z6s if you want them to stay back on a point.
Yep.
Um, the mortar is 2 points cheaper, which kinda goes a long way in clones for sure. But that
Again, no
darn
wiggle room in my
yeah,
list.
no, I exactly, exactly. And I mean, even if you did drop O push and add like shotguns, you're still
I
what, you
got
still
two
got 2
points
points
left
left?
over.
Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do with that? E
It's
gear
like
on someone, I
gear on
guess.
fives,
Yeah.
maybe.
But, the mortars having that clunky, cumbersome keyword, was that ever a problem in your list at all?
So not usually, because it always hurts me on the turn one because Boyle will scout on and take a shot. It's like, well, you're just throwing one black.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I move him into position. It'll be round one and round two. I don't get to fire it, but round one and round two, I'm usually using them as a little bit of stalling, getting up to tickle things for other people to finish.
Okay.
And then from then to the rest of the game, I'm firing the mortar constantly. And for as cumbersome's not great, not a big fan.
Sure.
I love critical.
Yeah. Yeah.
I save my surge tokens for defense because it's keeping clones on the board is how you win the game.
Yeah.
And so having the critical so that I get at least one conversion out of it I'm always getting one thing through saves more
Yeah.
often than not. 'Cause I'm throwing enough dice.
Mhm.
It's just I'm a big fan of the mortar.
Yeah, that's fair. I've been trying to incorporate more of them into my list just to save that 2 points. I mean, E-Gear on 5s does go a long way sometimes.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
usually have a problem with it. I just because I just keep him in Bad Batch in more open areas.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. How was, this is kinda off script a little bit, how was the overall terrain setup for LVO? I saw we saw a lot of the stream tables. They looked pretty dense, when they changed them and everything, but what was your overall take on the amount of
To be
terrain?
fair, it was rather varied. Like I had some maps that I got onto and I felt like this feels like a good balance. There were some tables that looked really dense,
Mhm.
and then there were others that looked like it was a lot of like area and
Mm.
like really open area. Like once you stepped pat into your deployment zone, you had sight lines straight down at each other.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
That's where I had to play the Geonosian player. That map was there. I think there was like one true line of sight blocker, and it was off in the corner and not participating because we were playing
Oh, yeah.
bunker. There, we had made a lot of the pieces area terrain that were tall enough to hide behind, but they were like lining the back. You couldn't contest the points
Oh, I see. Yeah.
from behind them, so you had to move into them. So it was just fire lines the whole time.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the most part, the tables felt pretty balanced. I felt like there was a little bit lack of height too, but I find that in most places. I
Sure.
feel like geos get it a little harsh.
Yeah, they it kind of feels bad for them. It kinda
It's one of
defeats
those
their
like
whole
if you find a table and there are three pieces of height terrain too, as a Geonosia player, you just cheer to the heavens, just like I'm here, I found my place. And then for
Yeah.
the rest of the game, it's like, oh, this one's all area. All right.
Yeah. That's pretty much was this your first LVO that you've been to?
No, I went to LVO earlier this year. I got
Okay.
third.
Oh, awesome. Okay, yeah, I think
I also lost to Austin Miller.
the bane of your existence. Well, you got it back this time.
No, he got
Um,
me this time.
well, that's true, but you won the overall,
I
so
might have won, but he still
a
has
wish wash.
taken a loss.
How was the venue change from earlier this year to this year? I heard a lot of good
Um,
things.
in terms of like the play space and whatnot, there was definitely a lot more room.
Mhm.
Like, I don't, I wouldn't say it felt like it was a side grade. It was different.
Yeah.
Like the old place, it was in a hotel, so there was more access to like there were a lot more bathrooms around.
Yeah.
The rooms were more separated, which
Okay.
meant they didn't feel as crowded. Sometimes it felt a
I see.
little. It makes the whole convention seem a little smaller on an
Mhm.
individual basis, but it's like you're in the Star Wars room. Like you're seeing most of the Star Wars. All of the Legion players are there. It's
Oh,
just
okay.
Legion players and whatnot. But at the new venue, you could really see out and other things, and you could walk around and stuff. I did miss the food options though.
Yeah. Yeah. I've heard kind of not really mixed reviews. I think there's a lot of people that like the new venue for the space and being a little bit away from the strip, but then also
Mhm.
too, I think being away from the strip also a lot of people didn't find that appealing. So it just kind of it depends.
Yeah, it's a mixed
Um,
bag.
yeah. So kind of building off of that back into the Legion scene. What was your overall takeaway from the tournament? Did you have any thoughts or assumptions about the game or meta going into the tournament? And are they different now? Are there any super metas we should be concerned about coming out, or is all kind of things steady?
Things I don't pay as much attention to the meta as I should.
That's fair.
I'm not super active in a lot of the discords like I really should be to so that I'm not surprised when I show up to tournament and be like, man, why does everybody have double tanks? Did something change? Um,
Fair.
Definitely seeing a lot of armor nowadays.
Yeah,
Just between with how much the aquas bring to the table, people like to with the wall and everything, people like to bring their anti armor answers and their armor
yeah,
because
yeah.
that's where you're going to get the most of it.
Mm.
But I didn't see anything radical, nothing that like changed on me. There were definitely a lot of droid players. They seem to be the big one right now.
Yeah, it seemed like a pretty good split. Just looking at it, it looked like there were 9 Rebel, 9 droids, 7 Gar, 7 Empire, and then 4 Shadow Collective. Just in the
Yes.
Invitational Championship. And I don't know how many were in the Grand Tournament.
Yeah,
I
White Saves are doing well right now.
yeah,
That
I mean, I'd say that's a
those
pretty good
13,
split.
14 activation lists.
Yeah, man, it's did you see any, double land speeder ion list?
Yes, that
Yeah.
was my last opponent.
Oh, okay, so you know that list very well then.
Yes, my local, he plays it constantly. He loves it, and I
I've been
have
wanting to build that list for so long, I think it looks so fun.
it. It is the reason that I am hesitant to put vehicles onto the board. Like,
Dude,
I feel like if you're going to bring a tank, you need to bring two because you're not playing with two.
yeah, the ion is brutal,
It's
especially
just
for
turn one, they're both coming onto the board. You're taking 4 shots. So even if you live, you're probably sitting there with 4 ion tokens.
yeah,
Just not a great time.
it's um, were customizable Rebel and Empire commanders allowed at this tournament or not?
I don't think so
Okay,
because I
I think it was
believe
right
the
before the
actual boxes released in
uh-huh.
it was like October, right?
Yeah, I think it was October 4th.
Lists were locked September 30th.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah, that makes it. They probably did that on purpose. So,
Yeah.
well, speaking of that, what are you looking forward I mean, we have a lot of stuff that's either come out or coming out in the next couple weeks here. What are you looking forward to most in
I'm
Legion?
very excited for the custom super tactical droids.
Total shift for different faction, but you are a droid player at heart, so it makes sense.
Yes, I'm not the biggest Jedi fan, so I saw custom Jedi commanders and I went, "Oh, look, more Jedi." Uh, but the super tactical droids, they're my commander of choice in droid. They were
Mhm.
what I started the game with, and they're what I played at LVO. I took Kraken. I was the one crazy dude who had Kraken the super tech at LVO at the LVO Invitational earlier this year. I
Yeah.
got third with them because I love them.
Hey,
And when they showed all the things the new ones could do, I'm like, I could have Kraken, Kalani, and two more super attacks. Just
yeah,
bring in the hurt.
dude.
Direct three.
Yeah, those guys.
It's
It's gonna be
it's
busted.
nuts.
It's
I'm
so
so
crazy.
excited.
I really like it from a hobbying standpoint. I really like a super tech on the spider droids with him like pointing a gun. The art is really really cool with him
I'm
like
so
hunting down
excited to build
clones.
them and so
Yeah,
not excited to paint them.
it's so funny that you chose droids because and all the B1s because I've put together B1s before and they suck. They're
They
terrible. They're
suck.
so spindly and like they just break their little legs are so small.
I
I
will
hate
say
it.
though, when it came time to put clones together, the number one thought is, it can't. It's not as bad as B1s.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm
Nothing's
sure
as bad
painting
as
them too.
B1s.
Yeah, I'm sure painting them was like,
Actually,
oh
that was the opposite. Painting
no,
B1s, you break out the contrast paint, you slap it on, he's done. Paint the gun, you're good. A clone trooper takes love and care.
yeah, that okay, that is fair. I guess I painted more at Clone Troopers, and it's just black, dry brush white, details done.
To be
But
fair, I used to cheat. I would prime in a really light gray, hit the top with a white, and then just go in and do the Under Armour and the color. I didn't have to
yep,
paint any white, and then
yep.
they discontinued my gray, and now I'm searching, scrambling for an alternative.
Oh no, oh that's terrible. So how about Grievous on a wheel bike or the Magna Guards on a wheel bike? Those, I mean, I'm sure you've
They
seen the
look
leaks.
fun.
Dude, the model looks impeccable. It looks so good, and the
I got to
unit is
I got to
busted.
see the model at
Oh,
Adepticon
yeah,
because I went,
yeah.
and it's gorgeous.
Ugh, I I'm considering getting into droids just solely because of those models. I don't like Grievous, I don't but that model looks so good, and it's gonna be so busted, and I cannot wait for that to
I'm
come out.
I am excited. I Grievous is the only lightsaber wielder in droids that I like to use because at 8 health, he's got enough. He's got enough for that point
That's
cost
your
that I can
threshold is 8
I
health,
can
yeah.
work with it. Vader and Grievous, I can work with 7 and 8. That's enough
That's
health.
that's good enough, okay. That's good enough. AMG, if you're
but
listening, 8 health minimum on all Jedi, and then Michael will play him.
but
Uh,
yeah, I'm very excited for them. I'm really excited for all the new units that we've gotten to see.
yeah, mini strap should be pretty lit. Um, are you down for tours of duty at all? Are you a narrative guy? Are you just kind of I know
So
you said you weren't
I
super competitive,
oh no, I actually am super competitive,
but okay,
mostly
well,
just
makes
because
sense.
I like
You
to
just won
win.
probably the most competitive Star Wars Legion tournament of the year. So
But I like tours of duty and I like to do narrative things. My problem is I don't have too much free time.
yeah.
And as much as I would love to go out and play tours of duty, I'm not willing to give up my one full Legion game
Mhm.
for the narrative one,
Yeah,
if
totally
that's what I'm
understand.
getting in a week.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Totally get it. Well, Michael, it's been a blast. I love talking about your list. Is there anything or anyone or anybody you want to shout out? Give a shout out to? Go
I
ahead.
want to give a
I'll.
shout. I gotta give a shout out to Curio Crew in the Springfield area of Virginia. Those are the guys that I beat up on every Tuesday. They trained me for my stuff. Craig got the land speeders ready for me, and Paul gave me my Republic Red Save practice, so I get my varies. They hate me. They hate playing against me. It's not a good time for them, but I love them, and I need the practice. So,
Hey, that's great. Hey, you know what? Sharpens steel.
yep.
So you're doing them a favor, and you can take it back and hang it up. Well, thank you, Michael, again for coming on. And guys, just remember, X and O is just a game away. See ya.